This is not your typical coming-of-age story. This is a story about young men who shaped a nation. It's the story of Francis Bacon and his friends. They were the most brilliant minds of their generation. And well, they had a secret. Francis Bacon was a child prodigy. He grew up surrounded by the brightest minds in England. His father, Nicholas Bacon, was Lord Keeper of the Great Seal. His aunt was married to William Cecil, the Queen's chief advisor. Francis was groomed for greatness from a young age. But Bacon and his friends wanted more than political power. They yearned for knowledge. They formed a secret society called the Society of the Helmut. This was no ordinary club. It was a brotherhood of intellectuals, poets and artists. They met in secret, away from the prying eyes of the court. They debated philosophy, literature and the arts. The Society of the Helmut became their sanctuary, a place where they could explore their ideas freely. Their motto was simple but powerful: knowledge is power. The Society of the Helmut was not interested in warfare or conquest. Their weapons were words, their battleground the English language. They believed that England was on the cusp of a golden age, but to achieve its full potential it needed a cultural revolution. These young men set out to transform their nation. They wrote plays, poems and essays. They explored new forms of expression, pushing the boundaries of language. Their goal was to enlighten the masses, to awaken their minds and inspire them to greatness. But their work was dangerous. England was a society steeped in tradition, where challenging the status quo could have dire consequences. The members of the Society of the Helmut knew they had to be careful. They used pen names and masks to protect their identities. Some believed that Edward de Vere, the Earl of Oxford, was one of their most prominent members. Some even whisper that he was the true author of Shakespeare's plays. The Society of the Helmut's impact on the English language was immense. They are credited with introducing thousands of new words into the language. Words like assassination, discontent, and monumental first appeared in their writings. They understood the power of language to shape thought and influence behavior. They used their words to challenge authority, question dogma, and promote new ways of thinking. Their plays were not just entertainment, they were subversive acts of rebellion. Their poetry was infused with hidden meanings and coded messages. They wrote for the discerning few, those who could decipher their intricate metaphors and allegories. For those who knew how to read between the lines, their work was a revelation. Christopher Marlowe, the celebrated playwright, was rumoured to be a member of the society. His tragic heroes, driven by ambition and consumed by their passions, reflected the society's belief in the power of the individual to challenge fate. His plays were met with both acclaim and controversy, a testament to their ability to provoke and inspire. The Society of the Helmut's influence extended far beyond their lifetimes. Their ideas helped shape the English Renaissance. They laid the foundation for the Enlightenment and the scientific revolution. Their legacy can be found in the works of Shakespeare, Marlowe, and countless other writers who followed in their footsteps. But perhaps their greatest achievement was their belief in the power of ideas to change the world. They dared to dream of a better future, a future where knowledge and reason would triumph over ignorance and superstition. Their story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, a small group of individuals can make a difference. And sometimes the most powerful weapons are the ones we wield with our minds. The Society of the Helmut may be shrouded in mystery, but their impact on English language and culture is undeniable. And some would argue their influence can still be felt today.